Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Laverne Muldrow, and I'm doing this video because I want to talk about something that I have experienced since I came into the warehouse industry working. I retired from trucking. I did it 16 years and I needed another profession to go into, and I decided to go into the warehouse profession. And in this video, I'm going to talk about supervisors, lead people, lead men, lead women. I'm going to talk about the do's and the don'ts, what makes a good lead person, and the signs of a person that doesn't need to be a lead person. It doesn't matter how good they work, how hard they work. That's good in finding his own place when the supervisor's around. But how are they when the GM, the supervisor, isn't around? Now, I have experienced a couple of things when it comes to lead people. Now, when a person is made a lead person, one of the things that a supervisor should never tell a lead person is, you don't have to do no work. You just make sure the work get done. That is the wrong thing to tell a lead person, especially if the lead person is one who's a hypocrite. And a hypocrite means an actor, one who acts like something that they're not. Now, you have a lot of people who, in front of the boss man, the GM, the supervisor, they will put on a front. They will act like they are a hard worker, that they are actually studious workers when it comes to being in front of the GM, the supervisors. But when the supervisors aren't around, they kick back. They let the department basically run themselves. They don't help the people that they are over. They will sit there and they will watch them struggle, or they will appoint other workers who have their own work to do, ask them or tell them to help this individual who may be struggling. A bad leader is one who they don't have a wholesome conversation. Their conversation is not professional. They will deny you help. They will put all kind of pressure on you and burden on you, something that they themselves can help alleviate when the other workers are busy themselves. A sorry lead person they're just sorry. They don't get in the trenches. They only get in the trenches and act like hypocrites, actors. They act like they are this and they are that when they're not. And they only do this when they are in front of the big men, the big people, the big wigs, the supervisors, the GMs. Now, a good lead person leads by an example. A good lead person, even though when they are made a lead person and they're paid a little bit more money, even though if the supervisor tells them that they don't have to work, they just have to make sure the work gets done. Sure, that sounds good to a certain extent. But a good lead person will show total disregard for that when it comes to the people that he's in charge of and them working. A good lead person will get in the trenches, will help that worker who may be struggling with stacking a pallet, strapping a pallet, moving a pallet, getting things done quicker. A good lead person won't sit back and appoint other people, other workers who may have work to do themselves. He won't appoint others to help them when others are busy. He will jump in. He will help them out. A good lead person will be one who, when a worker has an emergency or has to go to the bathroom, a good lead person would hop in and take their place and let them go take care of whatever it is that they may have to do. That's what a good lead person does. A good lead person knows how to talk to his coworkers. A good lead person doesn't make sexual conversation with the workers, especially women. A good lead person leads by an example, leads by example. A good lead person will be one who knows how to talk to his co-workers, treats them with the utmost respect. A good lead person knows how to alleviate problems, knows how to lighten the burden, knows how to make sure the department that he's over, make sure that it stays straight, runs straight, and is straight. Not only when the supervisor or the GM is around, but when they're not around. A good lead person is a person who has integrity, a person who really cares, a person who really loves people, a person who doesn't forget that everyone is a human being and not robots. This is one of the good characteristics of a lead person. Not only a hard worker, but this individual knows and does these things that I just stated when it comes to a good lead person. Now, there was a couple of things that I experienced since I went into the warehouse industry. One day I was talking to a lead person, and I did this too because I wanted to see where he was at, what kind of mentality he had being a lead person. And I tested him. I said, man, Friday gonna be my last day, man. I can't take this. His reply to me was, you can go clock out now if you want to. You ain't got to wait till Friday. Clock out now and leave. Now, a good lead person would never say that to a coworker. A coworker who seems upset, stressed out. A good lead person would never say that to another coworker, because you don't know if that coworker is going through something. You don't know if that coworker is at his or her breaking point. You don't know the mindset of your coworkers. You don't know what they are going through. Now, a good lead person would never tell a coworker that. A good lead person would pull the individual aside, ask them to come to his office or his cubicle, set him down, talk with him, find out what's going on, find out what the problem is, try to smooth things out, alleviate the situation, try to encourage the individual that it's going to get better, that it can get better. Just hold on. Don't quit. You need the job. You probably got a family. You probably got kids. You probably got a wife. So you need to work. Don't quit. Don't let what's going on affect you. Try to encourage the individual to stay. Try to lighten the mood and whatnot. Say positive things to the individual. Encourage the individual. That's what a good leader do. A good leader would never dare tell another coworker who said they get ready to quit on a certain day, you can clock out now. You can leave now. Don't wait till Friday. A good lead person would never do that. That's the characteristics of a good lead person. They'll try to alleviate the problem. They'll try to smooth things out. They'll try to make the individual stay. Encourage the individual to stay. A bad leader is one who will make sexual conversation with people, with women, will say provocative things to women and whatnot. They'll say stuff, and I've heard them as I'm walking through the department going to do something. I would hear the lead person, or lead people, a lead man, or lead woman. The lead man, I would hear him say, his conversation would be sexual, explicit. I mean, it would be sexual when it came to him talking to women and whatnot. One thing that people have to know. You got to understand the do's and the don'ts when you are a leader. When a supervisor gives you a promotion and your job title is lead person, that's the job title of that department, a lead man, you now represent that company. So therefore, everything you do and say, there's repercussions behind it. Negative stuff that you do and say, there will be repercussions behind it. And you represent the company that you are a lead person in. So therefore, everything you do will go right back to that company. You are supposed to represent that company in a positive light. So you have to be careful what you say to people. Sexual harassment can be easily brought against people. So you're not to talk nasty, as some may say, make sexual comments and have sexual conversations with your coworkers. A person that is a bad lead person is one who doesn't care what he says to people, don't care what comes out his mouth. He will say any and everything. He don't care about the worker. He don't care about nothing. He's just there to get the hours. He acts like he's a hard worker when the manager, supervisor, GM is around. But when they're not around, he sets back on his blessed assurance. I don't curse. He'll set back on his behind and let the department run itself. That's not a good lead person. A good lead person will be one who leads by example, who gets in the trenches, who is there for the people, who know how to talk to people, who treats everybody with the utmost respect. One who works. One who want to make sure that his people, the people that he's in charge of, is all right. He checks on them. He does things for them to show that he appreciates them. This is a good leader. And like I said, I've experienced this since I've been working in the warehouse industry. Oh, and a good leader will be one, because I'm an individual, I believe in teamwork. I believe in team. When you got a team who's on the same page, the workload can be easier, lighter, and the day goes by. And the work day won't be as hard. I'm a team player, and I believe in that. But when you're not a team player and you are a lead person, you can really make the day hard on those that you are over. If you're not organized, if you're not willing to take advice from people and whatnot, you don't deserve to be a lead person. Something else that I experienced and I've seen. So like a lead person, they're lead person over one department, and then they get moved to another department to train to be a lead person in that department. Now the old department, he left his co-workers over there, and they asked him something that they don't understand. Him used to be the lead person over there. A good lead person will try to give them the answers, show them how things should be done, show them what to do. That's what a good lead person will do. Just because they're not in that department doesn't mean he can't give them a positive input, positive advice, show them the proper and right way to do things so they can get their job done. Now, a bad leader, like there was this lead man one time who I saw, and I actually seen this. The department that he used to be in, one of the workers asked him about something that in that department, the old department he used to be in. And his reply to them was, "That's not my problem. I'm not over here no more. I don't work over here no more. That's not my problem." And he walked off. Is that a good leader? No. It's not. A good leader is one who has integrity, who knows, who loves and cares for people, who knows that people aren't robots, that they are human just like him. A good leader will get down in the trenches. A good leader believes in teamwork. A good leader will make sure that the people that he's over is okay. He will try to lighten the burden, lighten the load on his workers so that they can have a better work day, so that their work day could go by. Try to make their work day go by easy. He'll help them out. He'll be there for them. He doesn't just sit back and work when the supervisor or the boss is around, but he works when they're not around. This is a man who has integrity. That makes a good lead person. But a sorry lead person, they are hypocrites. A hypocrite is the one who acts like they're something when they're not, who acts like something that they're not. A bad lead person will act like he's working when the supervisor's around, but when they're not around, they sit back and be lazy. A bad lead person doesn't have a professional demeanor about them. They only have that when big people are around. A bad lead person their conversation will be off track, not right. Like example, saying sexual perverted things to women. That's a bad lead person. A bad lead person is a person who doesn't have integrity. A person who doesn't love and care about people. That's a bad lead person. Now, when you get a person who you know, and you know this individual he's a person of integrity, who cares and who loves, who's friendly, who talks to people, who puts a smile on people's face and whatnot, who just lightens up your day when you come to work, who gets in the trenches and who works with you, and this person is made a lead person and whatnot, you got a good one. But when a person is made a lead person and you know how they are, and you know their conversation, and you know they are negative, and you know that they aren't a hard worker and they don't care about you and other people, it can make your day go by really hard and make your day really long. And really, that's why a lot of these places, along with the pay sometimes, but what else contributes to it is the leadership. When you have people in a leadership position that don't know how to conversate and talk with people, who look at people as a machine and not as human beings and whatnot, that kind of attitude makes people doesn't want to work for a company. So that's one reason why a lot of these companies, they're having high turnover rates along with the pay. But if you get people in leadership positions who have people of integrity, who care and who love and who are hard worker, and they know how to talk to people, and they work when the boss is around and when they're not around, when you get these kind of people in positions who are over you and whatnot, they will make your day lighter. They will make your day go by much better. Leadership, supervision, supervisors, GM. Those are just titles, but what makes a good leader is one who leads by a positive example. That's a good leader. This is Mr. Laverne Muldrow, and it was just a short message on leadership on these jobs. Leadership. Goodbye, and thank you.